Back to game. Advancement statistics. Statistics advancements back to game. Whew. Speaking of.
Is that your advancement? Mm-hmm. That was a real question. Was that an advancement? I don't...
Hey, what?
What?
You said speaking of, and then you popped top. Was that the advancement or the statistic?
What?
What?
You said...
Oh, I yawned.
Oh.
And then he popped a soda.
Is that an advancement?
I don't understand why we have a colored,
Easy,
Albert.
It's been illegal for a while to discriminate that way.
We gotta finish that
I don't
sentence.
think, maybe we're gonna restart this recording in 3, 2...
a covered walkway to get into the block. Like, if it wasn't dangerous enough at night, you're like, maybe we could have some other things spawn too, just in case, like when it's not night.
Wait, there's a what? With what?
There's a covered walkway under the nether block.
You gotta live dangerously.
The nether block.
Onto the nether block.
Our walkway's got a rug, it's not covered.
No, like on the actual
you're
block.
about the tunnel inward.
Oh, the tunnel in.
There's no reason to have that,
built
but
it that
we sure
way.
do have it.
That's how it got built. I don't know. I remember filling in, like, so it wasn't 10 feet tall.
You wanna
but
just, like,
know how
rip
the
out
tunnel
all
got closed off.
that netherrack?
Nope. No. You can't do that.
I do.
Oh my god, there are so many
If you
chickens.
want to do that, you can get started on that, but that's a big placement project.
That's not... You can't do that. No. I finished that off. You can't...
Why did you make it smaller? I don't understand why you made the roof, like, lower.
Because we didn't want to miss any
I
blocks
thought you were
in between.
improving things.
Because I like the scary hallway into the nether block.
Oh, that's okay. I thought it was because of some kind of structural integrity, but no, you're just all about, like...
I was a little bit worried.
making it
I was a little
terrible.
worried we were going to have gaps, like we were going to miss spots if we didn't fill that in right. So...
Yeah, I think that was in the back of my mind, too.
Also, the scariness, the inherent scariness was as you have already mentioned, in your mind.
It's a great visual in daylight when you have that. Get out of here, you
now
freaking
we get
fat,
to say we're
stupid...
tunnel
Okay,
snakes.
that's actually a good point. Now I see your point there, Joe.
Got to speak in visuals.
Yeah.
Albert.
Just start yelling at fat people.
Oh, yes. Oh, that too, obviously. Duh.
I mean, that's part of the business plan, too.
Albert, what?
Wait, Hannah, are
What?
you here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Have you ever been, like, a big distance away from something and sobbed?
What?
What? He's leading up to a pun, I think. It's a trap. Admiral Akbar here. Just sending you a message from beyond the grave. It is a trap.
Distant sobbing.
What? Hang on, you might need to rephrase because my visual is like you're a distance from an object and you're crying. So then my mind is immediately like, okay, so you're going to like the mall and then you get within 10 feet of a mall and suddenly you're like, ah!
Does holding a torch no longer cast light?
That's me. They added farms or something.
Yeah, they added barns and that took
missed
away
that.
torches.
I'm still
Wait, did
confused.
they add barns?
I mean, I've got a torch in my offhand and it's not casting any light.
So why did you have to ask us?
Well, I wanted to make sure it wasn't just me.
The sun, maybe... Oh no, the sun's definitely down. It's just a very bright moon.
Let me see.
I don't know.
It is a very bright moon. Is it?
Mine
What
is,
did they add moons?
Mine's casting light.
Did they add light from the moon into the game? Like,
I think our shaders...
I think something's
Cover
on
that. I have a torch
because
in one
I
hand,
just put a torch in my offhand and it's giving off light.
Ditto. On that.
well, how come I'm not?
Because you didn't update your
I just hate
Optify.
you.
The game hates you.
Probably.
We advised you against it.
I'm
because-
nervous about my footage now, but there's.
Why start now? So yeah, if you're like really far away from something and you're crying.
Who's on the block with me? Is that Tony or Joe?
This is like nails on a chalkboard, but with a story that never
Really
ends.
pretty far from that. Also, listen, Hannah, you would have had to been paying attention in our last meeting to know what I'm talking about, so the odds of you knowing what I'm talking about are slim. Albert should know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You wanted to discuss Far Cry.
Oh. Yeah, but you're trying to do a terrible pun.
I was trying to not just say, hey, we wanted to discuss Far Cry. Oh god, I can hear my own reverb. It's freaking me out.
I get it now. The distance
Okay.
sobbing / Far Cry.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys want to discuss Far Cry?
Sure.
Since we
Anyway,
happen
we're
to
playing
be
Far Cry.
talking about crying at distance from things. Oh man.
Oh god, that's not Albert.
It's incredible how
No,
this
it's
came up
not.
completely
Albert's
organically.
Albert's Dunzo.
Yeah.
I just assumed that was you, I don't know why. I was like, you're patting me on the shoulder, that's weird. Albert, stop that. Stop making weird noises and
Quit
try and kill
nibbling my
me.
ear. Not in public.
Gosh.
Anyway, Far Cry. All I can hear is chickens.
That-
We're playing
think
it on
my
stream.
shader's
Albert
not
had some
working.
questions about it because I had a moment, a very Far Cry moment. Well, I was saying how I did not play the game for a while because it seemed like so many other games. Oh no!
Well, my shader's done.
Okay. Your shader's done?
It's not. Hold on. Resource packs. Eld pack is on for sure. Yeah, I don't have a. My shader's not on.
Holy crap.
You okay?
This is the best review of Far Cry. Well, I'm like fighting for my life on the Netherblock.
Al has not asked his question.
Are you like still a distance from the Netherblock and you're crying?
I'm trying to get the stupid conversation started because Albert made me write a post-it note and put it on my monitor. It's right here. It says Far Cry.
Oh, that's why you did the post-it note.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you were just
But now
trying to
Albert's
remember what the name of
that
the
it
game
exists.
was. I don't know.
We've been playing it for... Anyway, it's a great game. I have a spiel on it, but I can't
Wait for Albert to get back.
Oh,
How do you feel about Far Cry? No, I logged out so I could get my shader working.
Shader,
I hardly know her.
right?
I'm not going to talk to no
it
one
looks
about
right.
the game. That's idiotic.
You're not gonna talk to Boomer about the game?
Yes, why would I talk to Boomer
What's so
Esiason
great
Far
about
Cry?
this
He
Far
seems
Cry
like a good
game,
listener.
guys?
It's troubleshooting. Don't try and pander to me.
I'm back.
It's fun.
Pander?
Now the whole moments, the moments just...
I hardly. Yeah. Well, maybe we should because pandas are going extinct.
Yeah.
Yes, you should have sex with a panda. I'm talking
Panda
about Far Cry.
bears.
Stupid. I'm gonna act like Tony and shoot all the chickens in front of me because Albert ruined my Far Cry moment.
But I like Far Cry
I'm
too.
curious. You talked about how things happen in this game that can never happen in any other game.
I didn't say never, but it's very specific things because it's always a setup of like there's an army taking over a certain part of a country, like that's fueled by drugs or something, a cult usually. So you have bad guys and they're just driving around.
Wait, there's the occult in this?
There's a cult,
this one
not
actually-
the
there's usually-
occult.
No. There's almost always a drug, like hippie, trippy kind of section of the map where things go really weird. And you're not sure if it's because they're shoving LSD into you or if like you're having a Himalayan experience or like you have to chase down the ancient god of the Himalayas at one point in Far Cry 4.
Oh.
But yes, there is actually that. Smarty pants.
Okay, cool. My joke turned out to be accurate.
And it's open world, and you just get like there's also I don't know. You just get there's always wildlife of usually gigantic sizes running
Yeah,
around.
like the wildlife comes in and everybody hates it because like especially
Yes.
the birds.
Oh,
They
the birds
just
are the
come
worst.
in, they like
then
dive
there's
in
also-
right on your face, and you'll be in the middle of a firefight with a bunch of other people, and everyone will all of a sudden be allies because the birds have come.
And then there's your people, like towns you've liberated, so there's like people of your like uniform walking around. And then there's just like people. Just random people, like in Far Cry 4, they were just tourists, like hanging out in the Himalayas or whatever, and this one it's just people in
This
the
is
area.
what I want to explore.
Yes.
Okay. So this was a question I had. You're playing Far Cry 5 right now.
Yes.
Which I've seen the opening of. I don't think it's too much of a spoiler to kind of set
No,
the
it's a-
setting
it's
that
literally-
you land with some law enforcement guys who are trying to help out, like, get rid of this cult, and things almost immediately go bad, and they've, like, hampered your ability to call for help. But then you were also saying, like, there's just people driving through sometimes,
Yep.
which...
Don't
Yeah, there's
camping.
people that live
like,
in
do
that
they-
area too that aren't necessarily
Do they-
preppers or
Yes.
haven't picked a side.
Do they
Yes,
explain,
because-
like, why you can't just go to them and be like, help! I'm
No.
fighting...
In game there is no real good explanation for why like you can't. Again, so last night I was
Just go to
streaming Far
somebody
Cry
and be
5.
like, I need your cell phone!
I was chasing a bear, or a bear was chasing me, and I stumbled onto a nest of bad guys. And then I'm trying to fend off, and then like Tony said, I think we all started turning on the bear because the bear was pissing everyone off. And all of a sudden, one of the bad guys also drove through in a Mack truck and floored the bear and almost ran me over. and scattered his friends. And then after all this had happened, like the Mack truck came out of nowhere. It was terrifying. After all this happened, there was just like a camper and like a station wagon, like looked like Al's station wagon in GTA, like with the luggage on the roof, like me, excuse me, I'm coming through, like driving over the bear corpse and around the Mack truck and like by me. And it was just a wonderful thing that only really definitely specific to Far Cry games, as far as I can tell, just the chaos that can happen.
Yeah, you occasionally get that in GTA, but like it's much more surreal in Far Cry. Whenever you you wingsuit out of a car, you go and you kill a bunch of people, then you watch an innocent person get eaten by a cougar, and then your car rolls down the hill and hits you, while a bear is trying to hump you, and then you get shot by a cultist.
The way the animals can turn the cars over, too, is wonderful.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna kill it.
Oh, God. You get a bear charging, or...
There's bears in this game?
If you got a bear... I haven't seen a bear yet, but there are definitely yaks.
Why? That was mine.
You had a piece of... Well, I actually have a sword this time.
I have a gold sword!
Okay, sorry. I don't know. Why did you want to kill him so badly?
Because it was a creeper on the block.
We're on the block.
Why are you just letting him chill out?
I didn't see him until you were fighting him.
Although,
I thought we were both
Well, I
eradicating
probably
him together.
just saved your life. He was pretty close.
He was pretty close.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for
thank you,
saving my
Dwayne
life.
Johnson.
Thank you, The Rock. What?
Hannah as Dwayne The Rock Johnson in Walk High. The Colorado story.
Something like Pain and Gain.
This is the worst trailer. That's also one of the most miscast movies I've ever heard of.
Pain and Gain?
Who cast Hannah as The Rock? That doesn't work at all.
Listen, it's a comedy, kind of.
We have his blessing, okay? He said it was okay, just like all those Indian leaders got together and said it was okay for Johnny Depp to play Tonto.
Well, this isn't a horribly racist... Never mind.
Yeah, well, he
at the
is
racist block.
Pacific Islander, isn't he?
I guess. We're talking about the physique of him versus
Hannah
Hannah.
could probably get that eyebrow going, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
smell?
your next
eyebrow
makeup, Hannah. Hannah as
It's
Dwayne
Dwayne
Johnson.
Johnson makeup.
You've discussed Moana, right? Possibly doing Moana makeup?
I need a wig, but I'm not for either.
Man, that's tricky.
Oh, yeah. You're also into the... Oh, whatever.
Finding a nice wig is difficult.
Just because she's not quite proud enough. I mean, you got that new airbrush
Okay,
kit.
so
You
the
could
Islanders are
probably
too
do
happy to
that
care.
skin tone pretty well with the airbrush kit.
I mean, like, I was able to get, like, I'm not this tan. Like, I'm
Well, you know,
like
I'm a
somber
big fan
right
of the
now. I
Princess
am
and
not
the Frog,
this tan.
so I hope I'll put my request in for that one next.
Your question for what?
Princess and the Frog.
Princess
Saying
and
if
the
we're
Frog.
doing Disney princesses,
Oh my gosh.
He's baiting you into
I'm pushing the line.
If we're doing alien princesses, you got to be the alien queen now that they own Fox.
Where did aliens come from?
Because they own Fox now.
What?
Disney owns Fox, so technically the alien queen is a Disney princess.
Oh. That's like how Bobby Hill could be in the next Keyblade game.
I don't think that's how that works. Like, also, has that deal gone through officially?
I just like
I actually heard that there was like they had to actually get it approved because there are still at least nominally, monopoly
yeah, they
laws.
should probably antitrust that one.
I don't know. I think that would just make it way more open to competition. Mainly just because I hate
with
everything
who?
Disney's been putting
WB?
out. Well, it's because I hate everything. I hate all movies. And if someone's like, I'm putting out these really interesting movies that aren't Marvel movies and don't have like jokey, stupid humor in the middle of like, I'd be like, oh, I might see that. So you got my ticket, buddy. Guy going up against Disney. You've got,
That's
you've
still
got
that's
my-
DC, and I'm telling you, it's not better.
The thing is, they don't have your ticket because you don't go to movies.
I know, I was about
They
to close
also
with that. Except really, I don't go out to movies that often, but
The angry guy who doesn't go to movies but has some opinions about movies. You get him in your camp. Joe, big fan of Annihilation. Really love that bleak tone.
Hey, you guys
yet.
seen that?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. I heard very good things though. I was wondering if the horror
good movie,
people I
good
know-
book. The movie made good changes from the book, but
Wow.
enjoyed both of them.
Really interesting horror is what I heard. So I figured you guys
I'm
might
more
be on
excited to
that.
go see Quiet Place tonight, I think.
Me and
What the
Brantley
freaking?
are. It's Quiet Place, Joe. I mean, come on, surely you've seen ideas for that.
What is a quiet place? Why are we happy about it?
It's at like a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes. It's very well liked so far.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, and it's John Krasinski like directing it, and his wife
Yeah,
is in
and
it.
Emily Blunt's is in
Mike
it.
Grabowski?
It's really...
It's Mike Wazowski. Mike Wazowski is in it.
Are they married? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they're married, and like Emily Blunt was joking because like everyone told her like, don't let your husband be the director in a movie you're in because you're gonna end up divorced at the end. Even though Jenna Fisher did the same thing with her husband and Giant Mechanical Man, and they ended up A-okay.
I think it really depends on the person. Like, he doesn't seem like he's a control freak Stanley Kubrick type guy.
He does not.
They just ended up making a cool concept for a horror movie, and I'm excited to see it. Like, I don't know what the monster's going to look like. I just know that they hear you from a long ways away. And
I know nothing about this movie.
Yeah, I was curious about just because like I saw a review that was basically saw a couple of them that basically called it an almost silent film, and I was like, oh, that sounds different.
There's a part where there's a woman trying to deliver a baby in a bathtub while these monsters are in the house, and she can't make a sound.
Oh my.
Yeah, so have you seen Descent, Joe?
No.
All right, well, it's like that, but not in a cave.
Interesting. Good. Thanks.
Did you watch my 5 facts on the Descent?
On a bus. I don't think so.
The premise is that there are creatures that do hunt by sound.
Right.
So, like, and apparently they've pretty quickly just taken over
it's like
everything.
a post-apocalyptic world.
So,
do they explain why you can't go up to a car and be like, hey, help? Sorry, that was terrible. I thought I'd throw back to... It's called a callback, folks.
Were you calling back to, like, Cars 3 or what?
No, so the question about Far Cry.
I
got what he was doing.
Right out of the oven.
Great. That's what good comedy teams do. They let each other strangle themselves with their own words. Just talking and talking and talking and
Yes,
talking.
and?
Yeah, there's no yes and in this group. It's mostly like, what the hell are you talking about? Stop it.
Yeah. That's true. I wouldn't want to sound like I know it all. I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Like we knew what you were talking about. We were just making sure that you knew and that everyone else could also remember it. It was like it was a refresher. Is the thing.
Yeah, in that bonus podcast where you said he sounds like a know-it-all.
I didn't say that. I said he sounded like a nerd. Like a nerd.
I think the exact words were know-it-all.
It's know-it-all, not nerd.
No, I thought Tony's the one that said he sounds like a know-it-all. Like, okay, Tony said it and then I agreed.
I don't know about that.
But I didn't say it.
There was a lot going on in that bonus podcast. If you're not a member...
Between the poop and the dolls...
You really should become a member to get the bonus podcast, because Hannah was discussing
the anime girl ASMR, the organ donor thing.
Yeah, I forgot to put that link in. I can put that in the link dump. I knew I forgot something.
Oh yeah, I think I sent it either in Hangouts or Skype or something. It's
as far as bonus podcasts go, this one was pretty much golden. Like, it was so weird.
Gosh.
Yeah, I was disappointed we didn't get to have Joe there to call us out on the weirdness, though.
Because I was missing a lot of, what the hell are you talking about?
I feel like I missed out on catching some of that. Afterwards, Joe was like, "Well, this was so weird." And I felt like this was like I did not catch enough of that. I guess.
Yeah, like I was just rolling with it like it was a normal conversation, and then afterwards I see people's reactions. I'm like, oh, I'm just weird.
You all sounded insane. You were all like, but you're having a conversation about how insane you all are. You're like, yeah, I've also left my own body and watched myself do metal work. And they're like, oh yeah, that happens, that's funny. And it's just like, no, that's not a thing that happens.
Yeah, like, again, I didn't even notice how weird the conversation was until like Tony did a little summary at the end of everything we had talked about, and suddenly everything comes into perspective. Like if we talked about all that stuff like in a Starbucks and people were eavesdropping, I'm not sure how it would have gone over.
But you wouldn't be sure you might have thought you were dreaming you were in a Starbucks while in a Starbucks.
Yeah, while some like anime girl takes out my organs.
I gotta find that Buns podcast.
The Bun podcast.
Dude, what am I looking up? Anime organ harvester.
It's it's adorable organ harvester ASMR, and it's like this girl wearing a pink wig and pink contacts.
You think there's a Bunheads fan cast called Bunhead Heads? Bunheads Heads?
I don't know what a bunhead is.
Yeah.
It's a short-lived streaming series from Amy Sherman Palladino, the creator of Gilmore Girls. Apparently focusing on ballet people. I have not watched it.
I didn't bring enough blocks up here with me to safely get down, so I guess I'm just gonna have to kill myself.
I am watching the new Marvelous Mrs.
You could probably survive the fall over on my stairs.
The amount of time it would take.
She dies.
Yeah, like the amount of time it would take for you to like bring me up to like some sand or something just wouldn't be worth it.
Oh, you probably could survive landing on my stairs. That's not that big of a drop.
Oh.
It's not worth her time to walk over there, Tony. She doesn't have any stuff anyway.
I'm a very tight schedule. Putting blocks down and talking about anime girls.
Taking out your organs.
Taking out well, the anime girl takes out the organs.
It's so weird.
Did you find the video?
Oh yeah. I mean, I accidentally wandered into this because it was in the Skype chat. I was waiting for a call.
I forget what she says her name is. It's like so.
And then it was so hard not to just blow up the soundboard or the soundboard folder with just endless. I don't even know.
Did you have a favorite quote from that?
Oh yeah, it's in there. It's please God, I can't stop myself. In this, that's what its name is in the soundboard folder. Go ahead, listen to that if you want to.
Okay.
What was that even referencing?
What?
Please God, I can't stop myself.
There were so many quotes I wanted to put in the soundboard. I had to limit myself, otherwise it would just be.
Oh, so that was what you were thinking to yourself when you put it in there, not something that we said.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't remember the context for that one.
No. After I skipped like 3 or 4, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it easy on these, and still kept finding them. I was like, just stop! I can't keep putting these in. Because otherwise, the folder's just Hannah talking about poop at this point.
Is there a way, like Hannah? Do you know if there's a way to make it so that we can get a random sound? Like, we could just fill up the sound folder and have it just do a random quote out of there?
Yeah, I know that. So I talk about Kaggle a lot, but I know that Kaggle has a button that the response is randomized between 10 different sounds about. So I can message her. Yeah, there has to be a way.
Our very own Dan Malinsky is a bit of a wizard at.
Got to be a better way. Yeah, no, like if Rich has trouble like streaming or something, then I'm usually just like, okay, I gotta get Dan real quick.
Do you think you should explain what the soundboard is?
Yeah, okay, so
some random person comes up to YouTube and they're like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, or even like if they've done
more than usual, I mean.
Yeah. So like we stream on Mixer.com/humanechoes, and part of what Mixer, the big thing with it is it has interactive, and interactive is this soundboard that you get to put on. So when you watch streams on Mixer, you get what's called sparks. You just build them up over time for watching streams, and you can spend those sparks on soundboard buttons, and the buttons when you click the buttons, they trigger sounds in stream. So that's the soundboard we're referencing.
And we have all of our sound. Like a lot of people have movies they like and stuff, but our sounds tend to be
just us.
Stuff. Mostly me, but Al does it sometimes. I think Hannah started to do it. Stuff we grabbed from editing. Just quotes of us saying things. Stuck it up.
We don't get those sorts of quotes and bad ideas usually.
No, that's I can see that. Ow! What is happening?
I cannot.
Getting hurt by nothing.
I don't know that I'm going to see this footage, but I do wish that I knew what was going on. Because it sounds delightful.
I got that glitch where you can't walk forward.
Oh no! Where it keeps bouncing you back.
Yeah, but I'm safe now. But if I walk, then I was getting hurt somehow.
I just got creepered on the block.
Oh, stupid! What is happening?
If you break a block near you, that sometimes helps me. Yeah.
I think I'm leaving this hallway forever. It's cursed. I also have a gas tier. Are those valuable?
Oh, what can you use
I don't know. Apparently, I had something that was valuable. I don't know what I. I died. I had a wither skull, I think.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure that I'm not sure either. Griffin said that I might have.
He said you mentioned something while screaming about dying that you had a skull.
Yeah, that wither skull is definitely worthwhile. All these zombies are carrying eggs.
I don't see it in any of my things.
It's creepy.
You didn't know whether or not it was valuable?
That was a good one.
I just had to stop staring at me and then took out her sword. It was just like...
I was rearranging my inventory real quick.
I know, but I'm just assuming you mean malice or death of some manner.
Hi, I've never done anything against any of you.
That's not accurate.
The horseplay carries over to others,
I gotta say, I've been thinking about this on and off, not as a regular thing, but just it comes up into my head about once a week ever since we stopped doing this product that Hannah's character of Hi Buddy in our D&D campaign was one of the best things that we've ever made.
She was the definition of murder hobo.
The fact that just it really jives well with your GTA persona too.
Yes.
Just always be murdering.
We were discovering this part of her personality too, which I did not foresee.
10 years from now, oh gosh. Okay. 10 years
It all
from now
makes
at
sense.
at my murder trial, you guys could just be like, well, it all
We thought
started
she was
with
just playing D&D and really getting into it.
It's clear when you give Hannah an open world, her first instinct is just to run around murdering things.
Yeah, D&D is such a blur for me. I don't even know if I could remember.
You were, especially at the dinosaur park where you just murdered, like, all of the people for no reason. That's not a capital offense.
If someone lied to me, I would imagine murdering them at least.
I forgot about the dinosaur park.
We spent so much time now trying to talk sense into her too. It wasn't like she just like went off and did it and like didn't think about it. We were like, Hannah, why are you killing these people?
I would do it again.
I believe
I
you.
was like, maybe we should back off here?
Like, there's other things to do besides shooting arrows at people.
I mean, to be fair, that was kind of her class.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, there's other things to do besides combat.
I also kept telling her, you have spells. You can cast spells.
Nope.
But it seems so much faster just to just use the default weapon.
Yeah, especially because you're kind of
missed
OP.
once, and the
I was
game changed
I
a bit.
was a little OP.
I've been thinking
What do you mean OP? Oh, I guess because you nerfed the monsters for the rest of us, and then she was.
Well, she just put all our points into one tree,
Yeah,
which was just arrows.
like
and killing.
I wasn't really good at anything else except I was just really good at killing things.
Yeah, I kind of helped her build a min-max character as well, so it was like, oh yeah, so every shot gets like a +10, like, Joe gets all excited because he lands his first, like, sorcerer spell, and it does, like, 11 damage, and then Hannah goes out and does, like, 43.
11,
with just, like,
easy
a
there.
normal, like, attack.
Yes. But mine looked cool. We should, watch Fiasco together and comment on it.
What's that?
Oh
wait,
building.
we've had this conversation like 20 times.
It's a role-playing game for storytelling.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's slow.
Like the R recording of Fiasco? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
I think so. Or just an early product, I think, would be interesting just to look at and be like, what in God's name?
I was just, like, sitting here staring at the ceiling, and I heard Hannah just stuffing her face with a pork chop.
Oh, I thought you meant in real life for a second there.
Yep, she's stuck in his
Welcome
house.
to Caleb's world. He's just minding his own business. He just hears, like,
I thought she was like eating into the mic, and I was like, how come I didn't hear this?
No, it was just her character just stuffing her face.
Yep, classic Hannah in a
What's
game.
the daylight situation?
It was daylight
It was maybe-
like 2 minutes ago whenever I came back in after
It is not daylight.
Oh, okay.
But
'Cause it was
we're getting there.
like the sun was going down when I went back to my house, and that was
I can see
5
the
minutes
sunrise
ago.
starting. Ow.
I don't know if I trust Tony's memory of things now.
you probably shouldn't.
And we have not done a good job of like systematically mining out this area.
No.
no, it's just kind of like, oh, there's not lava there. That'll work.
And Al, you should, like, we've got the resources. You should build a clock or a watch or whatever.
That'd be a good idea to have down
Yeah,
there.
we could put it in a frame by the nether portal if we wanted to.
That is a great idea. I forgot what a clock was in this game because I never built one before. In the game. I know what a clock is.
Oh, I know. That's good. You're a big boy.
Oh, whoa, there's another one for the soundboard.
Has anyone listened to Dear God, I Can't Stop yet?
No, we've been
I'm worried
playing the
if I
game
tab
with
out
you
of
this
the
whole
game,
time.
something horrible
I
is
went
gonna
out and found
happen.
a photo or a video and put it onto the... You don't have to wall yourself off. You're completely invulnerable.
I have
the
to
other
get.
one.
I have to get stuff done. This
Oh,
is
sorry.
work. Oh, I almost walked
Every
into
time I
some
tab out of the
lava.
game, something really awful happens. So I guess I can do it on my phone. I think I have the Dropbox app.
You don't know. You just wall yourself in a 1x2 box and you're safe from everything.
Yeah, but I'm worried about like if I tab because like something happened earlier, like when I was trying to do a test recording that like the game seemed to threaten to crash when I just tabbed out and quickly tabbed back in.
The tabbing part, I see. Yes, that's
Yes.
Plus, Hannah doesn't
No,
dab,
that's a good
so
point.
she probably doesn't tab.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, I do dab, but I dab on paint.
Someone put that in my sound.
Just
Okay.
get him. Yeah.
Who died?
Suck it. The ghast.
It
Oh.
was really weird being able to hear the soundboard again. 'Cause usually, for a while, I've been off camera, so streaming, I don't hear the soundboard or the music, which is just awful. I mean, Jesus Christ, people. You're allowed to have songs that aren't about tacos in a freaking
Yeah,
playlist. I don't know if you're aware of this.
I think we're going to have to add Joe to the rage command.
It's just like what, you know,
Oh,
or it's
yeah.
like a perfectly good song, but like some 8-year-old screaming a Minecraft parody over it. I don't know if it was on for that.
All right, what's
Yeah,
it
it was
called?
like Thunderstruck, like done by 8-year-olds or something.
Mining Diamonds was the
There it is.
maybe it's Aha. It was Take On Me, but Mining Diamonds, I think.
Oh,
just
yeah,
this-
the one where it was like some like kazoo thing.
It is very bizarre.
Oh no. What is that? Okay, what's it called?
Dear God, I Can't Stop. Sort by
okay.
date created.
It's in the soundboard folder, right?
Yeah, it might not be Dear God. I forget. It's all caps, and it's something about I can't stop. Help me, please. I forget the, I forget the exact
God.
name because
Oh, I see. Is it I Can't Stop?
yes.
Files can't be previewed. Your face can't be previewed, Dropbox. This is useless on mobile. What's the
Nailed
whole
it.
point of letting me look at what... Okay. So close yet so far!
I hope it accidentally plays over your microphone.
I mean, you're the one editing. You can throw it in here whenever she plays it.
Oh, yeah, but it'd be more funny if it actually happened. But no, I called it out. It's not done. It's daylight, by the way. Did you finish your clock, Al?
No, I did not. I don't know how to make a clock.
Well done. Type clock into the bar.
I don't go to bars.
What happened? Wait!
What?
I'm in a box! Wait, who let me in?
An emotional box? Is this
No! I don't know. It
lesson?
depends on the day. I come back and there's like a giant Netherblock box.
I mean, I'll take one guess at what happens.
Another box.
It's gonna involve Toby.
I actually haven't seen Hannah for a little bit.
Oh, Albert Robodope does then.
We gotta clear the path.
That was one of those moments where the visual is stronger than the audio. So I saw Hannah standing there. I stood in front of her for like a minute and she didn't move. And I thought, oh, she's looking at something else completely.
You can also tell it was Al
thought it
because
was
the
just-
lines were all wonky and weird. I would have just made an efficient box, and Al had to make some like abstract art piece for the LA Art Museum.
Oh, I started with the
There was a walking
efficient.
room in it.
I started with the efficient box as much as I could around her because she was standing like right on the Four Corners area.
She was in Arizona,
and then
Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah at the same time.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
she
Man,
wasn't standing.
I had a... That came up recently, and I had a hard time coming up with all four. I guess if you're in one of the states, you
Yeah,
know that...
whatever. It's like something you were forced to do many a time as a child.
You're in 4 states!
You're gonna
Enjoy
like
yourself!
it. We didn't drive to the middle of nowhere for you to complain about not having enough Mountain Dew in the 4 states.
Really, it's just like a plaque on the ground. It's like, it's, hooray!
And it's not even the right spot,
states.
really. Like,
so
if you
weird.
walk out like a quarter
is
mile
it
in
not?
another direction, you actually find the surveyor spot for it.
Get out.
It's a
Really?
gimmick.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
okay, you're
life
blowing
is
it
a
open
lie.
here.
Yeah. Like,
I found the sound.
Listen, if you say it, patent pending. Cuban Echoes content.
Oh, wow.
What happened?
Okay.
And that's after restraining myself a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Just to give you some idea of where that bonus podcast went.
I
worry, people,
did. I
I'll
actually
play
don't
it.
even remember saying that.
Yep.
all right, now I have to go listen to this. It'll be on my game
I
audio.
can't tell if I'm funny or if Joe is easily amused.
Here, let me open
What are you
it up.
doing? What's happening?
I wet
What?
my diaper. Please change me.
In her Temmie voice, no less.
It was kind of a Tubby voice.
Tummies do have a rich history.
Diaper fetishes.
Oh,
Wow.
true
Yeah, it was a bonus.
stories.
Apparently, you guys should never be left alone again together.
Like on
because it's
Discovery Channel
terrifying.
or something. It's like the true backstory of the Temmies.
The price of fame. Hannah did well, but then she had a diaper fetish, and
Things got weird.
after 7 months in rehab, she finally came out.
She got banned to like some underworld and couldn't live amongst the humans anymore.
This is the A-Team. He was doing like a behind the music. What's going on?
Yes, that was it. That was because I remembered recently hearing about somebody did a Reddit TIL about Weird Al where they were like, apparently they always have like the cost of fame section or whatever.
This is pretty good. He had to get a smaller hot tub.
He couldn't afford the nice hot tub that he wanted because he turned down the alcohol and cigarette contracts or whatever.
This is pretty good.
I guess he was a big fan of Audie Murphy.
Yeah. I'm focusing on my build. I'm focus on my chicken.
Like, well, where do you go from there?
I don't know.
You can't top that Audie Murphy reference humor.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know who Audie Murphy is?
No.
Okay, well that's kind of embarrassing.
Who's Audie Murphy?
He was the most decorated veteran of World War I.
Okay, where did that come from?
Oh, because he was also someone who refused to do alcohol and tobacco.
Jesus Christ!
yes.
Usually when you do a joke, you have to have something that people are going to be able to latch onto.
It was also a Reddit TIL. I was just jumping from one to another. Made sense in my head. He killed like 40 Germans with a tank, a machine gun. Like the tank was on fire and he jumped into it and just mowed a bunch of people down.
That was before he enlisted. They were like, wow, this guy's great army material.
Immediately when he got out of the tank, he's like, man, I gotta collaborate with Weird Al.
That's good.
Nailed it.
That was excellent, Tony.
Come on, teen demographic. We've got your World War I history.
At least the teens probably still know about Weird Al occasionally. Right? Teens know about Weird Al,
He's
don't
still
they?
pretty relevant.
Yes,
Like
I think
that
so.
last album he dropped was huge for a while.
Yeah, he crushed it there.
Okay.
We did
There were
one
like
a day.
7 or 8 songs on that were just great.
Yeah.
I still listen to some of that. I still sing the
Everything.
one about bad grammar.
Oh.
Off of that album.
Blurred.
Well, there's aluminum foil that comes up. I mean, it's pretty topical.
What is the foil based on?
Royals.
Royals.
Royals by Lord.
Oh yeah. I can't hear any Weird Al song and not be like, okay, what's that referencing? What's that? It's very difficult
Yeah.
for me. And
He
Blurred
does a
Lines
lot-
was the grammar, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a
It's
Robin
called
Thicke
Word
song.
Crimes.
Blurred Lines.
Yeah.
Yes. More chickens.
With what's her face? Emily Ragatowski in it.
What?
An attractive lady
Yes.
was in the
Which
music
one?
video.
No.
Stop the presses, guys.
Novel idea. And that's what we think.
Apparently, she
about-
wasn't very many clothes either.
And then he cheated with her on her. What something?
No, they said he was cheating because he was like grinding with Miley Cyrus whenever she was getting all weird and wearing like a latex outfit.
No, that was well after the cheating thing.
I don't even know.
His name is Thick. I mean,
Yeah, but and then
is that
the
a real
video-
name or is that like?
I don't know. Is Rip Torn actually
A
named
rapper
Rip
name.
Torn?
I don't know.
Is
I
he?
looked this
know.
up and I forget now.
Thunder Levin is actually named Thunder Levin.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
true.
but like
That's
he's kind of
terrifying.
like a freak. He's a nice guy, but he's kind of a freak, and it makes more sense afterwards that name is what caused him to be damaged.
What was the guy's name my cousin knew? He ran a blog. It was like Dirk Steel or something like that.
Chuck Tingle.
Iron Steelwood. So
That can't be his real name, right?
I don't think so.
I'm
don't
afraid to
understand.
say I don't think he has a doctorate.
Now that's the part that would surprise me the least, actually.
He's just some weird ass
Tingle had
doctor.
Yeah.
That's how he blows off steam
Everybody-
whenever he's like putting people back together in the ER.
It's by writing books about butts.
There's a butt inside of a butt inside of a plane on top of a butt.
Oh god.
There's
it
the
goes
one
so
where he's-
buttception.
There's the one where he's like having sex with his book about having
Yeah.
sex with his own butt.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I think I got that right.
Elmore Rual Torn Jr.
Oh, okay.
Is
So
that Chuck
Torn
Tingle's
was
real
his
name?
last name, and they like Rip is probably a nickname, kind of like Bernie Burns.
It's Rip Torn.
His real name is not Bernie, but his last name was Burns, and people called him Bernie because of the last
So
name.
his first name's not actually like Bernard or something like that.
No.
I did not know that.
Is this what I'm looking up?
What are you looking at?
Not Chuck Tingle. Was there someone else we just mentioned that we weren't sure if it was their real name or not?
The blogger you're talking about?
I don't know how to find him.
Oh.
Thunder11! We already said him, though.
Chuck Tingle?
You pulled up Rip Torn a second ago, right? It was like raw.
Yes, that was the one.
Something.
Do you think Snoop Dogg is his real name?
No.
I think it's like Corey something.
There's nothing about
like
his
weird.
real name.
Is it?
Tingle began his career by writing dinosaur erotica. It's expanded stories based on unicorns.
Well, of course.
Obviously.
I mean, at least there's an obvious way to have sex with a unicorn.
Yeah.
Little has been in the butt, right?
Several.
Yeah.
Little has been confirmed
It's like you
about
can either
Tingle's
go
identity
Mr.
beyond
Hand
the fact
style
that
or
it
you
is a
can go with the
pseudonym.
horn.
I have to stop this all now, please. What the hell? Yeah, his butt's just... He was nominated for a Hugo Award story for Space Raptor Butt Invasion.
What was
What's
the
the
category?
Hugo Awards?
Hugo.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
they
like,
meant
Hugo's like
Hugo,
the biggest thing you
person.
get for like sci-fi usually.
What? Oh, I know what this is. This was
Yep.
the year when they were like,
All hell
oh
broke
yeah,
loose.
we're sick of gay stuff in our sci-fi, so we're gonna nominate the dumbest things we can possibly come up with.
Yep, a bunch of blocks got together and like started fighting each other. It was pretty amazing.
How dare you have social commentary?
One of our friends, Thomas Mays, was part of that, where they tried to put him on the slate because he's like just a normal sci-fi author, and he like straight up denied it. Like he wouldn't let them.
That was weird, I thought.
He does seem, I would say I can understand why he would appeal to that a little bit. He has like the military sides stuff and
Yeah, he just got nominated. I didn't think one of the blocks got nominated.
Well, they talked about putting him on a slate.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because he was like
That was
legit,
during the
moderately
slate
conservative
fights.
guy who writes really good sci-fi. Like I really enjoyed his work.
yes.
That's fair enough. I understand that.
Man, there's gonna be a lot more. I've dug out deeper stuff, so there's gonna be more ghast spawning now.
Yeah, we've kind of made a
Regret
mess down
this
there.
decision.
It's only a matter of time, though. We're also at like 43
that'll do
minutes,
it.
by the way.
I was
Yeah,
about
I know,
to
we're
say,
calling
that'll
it.
do it for this week, folks. Thanks so much for listening. If you like this and you're not already a member, you should go to patreon.com/human
beyond
echoes and become a member over there. Or patron, I guess is what they call it technically. And for as little as $2 a month, you can get these early. You can get postcards from us. We've got pins at various levels, all kinds of cool stuff.
And the bonus podcast.
Yeah, the bonus podcast that we talked about a lot today.
Yes.
You can see the absolute insanity that it is whenever we have Joe just pushed away from us.
Yeah, this is why I never leave.
Don't like us, you can go to patreon.com/human echoes and pay people to come and steal money from us. This is my new business venture. I'm launching it on my own, but I just thought I'd plug it here at the end. Patreon.com, coming soon to a web server near you.
Remember, if you like what you've been watching, you can become a member over at Patreon right now. The link is right in your face, and you will get all kinds of cool stuff.